The world looked a little different in 2010 than it is now. Bitcoin was still in its infancy, Spotify was just over a year old, Instagram hadn't even been launched by the time the World Cup started, BlackBerry was still a thing, and Lionel Messi was the reigning Ballon d'Or winner. Okay, so maybe not everything has changed. Hello everybody, my name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com and welcome to a new series here on our YouTube channel where we are going to take a look at Argentina's World Cup qualifying campaigns as well as the World Cup themselves. It is a World Cup year and Argentina are already qualified for the World Cup, and it's been a memorable one as well. It's been a memorable World Cup qualifying campaign. However, we are going to take a look at the previous World Cup qualifying campaigns for Argentina, and beginning with, this one right here, the 2010 World Cup jersey. We are going to begin with the 2010 World Cup qualifying campaign. We are going to take a look at it from the very second that the referee ended the match versus Germany in 2006 all the way to the 2010 World Cup against Germany, and we're going to talk about some of the little details and the big details and everything. The 6-1 loss to Bolivia, Martin Palermo's goal versus Peru, Lionel Messi's goal drought at the World Cup itself. We're going to talk about it all, and we are going to begin with the 2010 World Cup qualifying campaign for Argentina. So hit that like button if you enjoy what you see. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification button to be the first one notified whenever a new video drops. We are going to be dropping these once a week, depending on where you are in the world. It's either going to be on a Sunday or Sunday evening or Monday morning, depending on where you are in the world. And this one here, in this part, we're going to take a look at the 2010 World Cup qualifiers. So enough of me blabbing on, let's get to it. In 2010, Argentina had some of the best strikers in the world. Some might say even the best attacking talent in all of world football. Lionel Messi, Sergio Aguero, Carlos Tevez, Gonzalo Higuaín, Ángel Di Maria, Diego Milito, and even Martin Palermo would find his way included in that list. But as the old saying goes, attack wins you games, defense wins you championships. This is the story of Argentina's 2010 FIFA World Cup. Sergio Aguero was emerging as one of the top strikers in the world with Atletico Madrid. Carlos Tevez was a Champions League winner. Gonzalo Higuaín was part of the Real Madrid attack. Ángel Di Maria was on the verge of a big move to Real Madrid. Diego Milito was about to win the treble with Inter. And Martin Palermo had scored one of the biggest goals in Argentine football history against Peru. With so much attacking talent, surely Argentina would be a competitive team at the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. And at times, they maybe looked like they could get that third star on the shirt. And at other times, not so much. When the whistle blew on June 30th, 2006, it was the end of the road for Jose Pekerman's team in Germany. And the start of the road for South Africa was not too far away. 6 of those 23 players which were part of the 2006 World Cup team would make it to 2010. Nicolas Berdisso, Gabriel Heinze, Lionel Messi, Carlos Tevez, Javier Mascherano, and Maxi Rodriguez would be on that plane over 4 years later. Juan Sebastian Veron and Walter Samuel, 2 of the veterans who were part of the 2002 debacle but missed 2006, were back in that squad. Long gone were the days of Gabriel Batistuta, Hernan Crespo, Roberto Ayala, Ariel Ortega, Marcelo Gallardo, Diego Simeone, and the likes. This was Lionel Messi's team. Only, it wasn't. As then coach Diego Maradona once said, Argentina were Mascherano plus 10. But when Argentina took to the pitch for their first match against Nigeria at the 2010 World Cup, the spotlight was not on Lionel Messi. The spotlight wasn't even on the captain, Javier Mascherano. The spotlight was on a number 10, but it was the one on the sidelines. However, let's go back to that day on June 30th, 2006. Argentina were eliminated by Germany in Berlin with Lionel Messi, Juan Roman Riquelme, Hernan Crespo, Pablo Aimar, and Javier Saviola all on the bench when Argentina were finally kicked out. The dream was over. Argentina, one of the heavy favorites to win the World Cup that year, were eliminated. And some might say they eliminated themselves. But that's for our 2006 World Cup video. Jose Pekerman was the coach in 2006, but stepped down after the elimination. Alfio Basile would once more take over the reins of the Argentina national team. He initially coached the Sky Blue and White from 1991 to 1994, including the World Cup in the United States. He won back-to-back Copa America titles in 1991 and 1993, with the Confederations Cup in between. Then AFA President Julio Grondona was bringing back a proven winner. Basile had no problems introducing younger players on the team and mixing them with the experienced ones in the squad. Lionel Messi was not the focal point on the team, but rather a partner in crime for Juan Roman Riquelme. Basile coached the team to a Copa America final in 2007 while playing the best football on the planet. It was an all-star team. Roberto Abondanzieri, Roberto Ayala, Javier Zanetti, Gabriel Heinze, Gabriel Milito, Javier Mascherano, Juan Roman Riquelme, Esteban Cambiaso, Pablo Aimar, Juan Sebastian Veron, Hernan Crespo, Lionel Messi, and Carlos Tevez, just to name a few. The start of the World Cup qualifiers cemented what we saw in Venezuela at the 2007 Copa America. And that was that Juan Roman Riquelme and Lionel Messi together on the pitch was a recipe for success. The two together would wreak havoc at the start of the 2010 World Cup qualifiers. Riquelme would dictate and score, Messi would dribble and score. But it wasn't only those two up front. Basile had a well-oiled machine. Zanetti was back in the team after being left out in 2006 by Pekerman. Gabriel Milito was the starting center-back alongside Martin de Michelis. Mascherano, the undisputed defensive midfielder on the team, was paired with Cambiaso. Messi would at times drop deep, with Riquelme pulling the strings behind Carlos Tevez and Sergio Aguero. Throw in Maxi Rodriguez, and Argentina were cooking. Argentina would start their 2010 World Cup qualifying campaign with 3 wins out of 3. And they were 3 convincing wins out of 3. Riquelme had 4 goals in 3 matches. Messi was scoring from outside of the penalty area, while Sergio Aguero got his debut goal for Argentina against Bolivia. Even Gabriel Milito was scoring. But after that, the wheels slowly began to fall off. Despite Lionel Messi scoring an incredible goal against Colombia, Carlos Tevez would get red-carded and Argentina would lose 2-1 in Bogota with a Dairo Moreno goal 7 minutes from time. While not a disaster of a result, the next match would not prove to be too much better. In between the Colombia match and the next World Cup qualifier against Ecuador were 3 friendly matches. The first was against Egypt, which ended in Argentina winning 2-0 with Aguero and Nicolas Berdisso scoring. After that was a 4-1 win against Mexico. Once more, Nicolas Berdisso and Sergio Aguero scored, but Lionel Messi and Maxi Rodriguez would also score the other 2 goals. And the third was a 0-0 draw against the United States. However, just 7 days after that 0-0 draw against the United States, Argentina were back playing in the World Cup qualifiers. This time, as mentioned, against Ecuador. Playing at home against them, it took an 89th minute goal by Rodrigo Palacio to draw Argentina level. For the first time in the 2010 World Cup qualifiers, Argentina had not won in 2 matches. And their next game was against Brazil, a team they lost 3-0 a year prior in the final at that Copa America. Argentina against Brazil in Belo Horizonte. Yep, the same venue where Brazil would lose 7-1 against Germany at the 2014 World Cup. But as for the 2010 World Cup qualifier, that match against Brazil was a respectable 0-0 draw. But for Argentina, it was now 3 matches without a win, as they had lost against Colombia and drew Ecuador and Brazil. But in the next World Cup qualifier, there was Angel Di Maria, who won gold with Argentina at the 2008 Olympics. And he was part of the starting 11, which began Argentina's next World Cup qualifying match against Paraguay. But that match was one to forget. Gabrielense would score an own goal and injure goalkeeper Roberto Abondanzieri in the process. Abondanzieri would have to be replaced by Juan Pablo Carrizo. And with his injury, Carlos Tevez was back in the starting 11 since having been red carded against Colombia. It was now 3 World Cup qualifying draws in a row, with 3 draws and 1 loss in their last 4 matches. Oh, and Tevez, who was back in the starting 11, yeah, he would also get red carded. Tevez with 2 red cards in 2 matches. With no Carlos Tevez, Argentina were away against Peru, and that was another draw. Esteban Cambiaso scored late in that match for Argentina's 1-1 result. It was now 4 consecutive draws in the World Cup qualifiers. But Argentina would win their next match, which was at the Monumental against Uruguay. Lionel Messi and Sergio Aguero, the 2 goal scorers. However, the team would lose one of their more influential players, if not the most influential player on the team, Juan Roman Riquelme. He would be yellow carded against Uruguay in that 2-1 win, and little did anyone know that match would prove to be his last ever for Argentina. He would miss the next match, which was a 1-0 loss. Argentina's second loss of the World Cup qualifiers was a 1-0 loss against Chile, and that match would prove to be Alfio Basile's last ever in charge of the Argentina national team. What a roller coaster ride that was, and we're only halfway into the World Cup qualifying campaign. We still have Diego Maradona, we still have the match against Bolivia, we still have Martin Palermo's goal against Peru, we still have the World Cup itself, we still have the controversy regarding Maradona and Veron, we still have a lot to get to in the next videos. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit that notifications button to be the first one to know whenever a new video is uploaded. Once more, my name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and thank you for watching.